All right, let's go to the car and talk. Man, that is a satisfying car door slam. Nice, just satisfying clunk. None of that extra rattle or anything like that. All right, so welcome back. Focused Hands here. And we're in I may have to start doing a podcast, to be honest. Like, this is crazy. Okay, so if you've paid attention to the last couple of videos about the Focus, that is, I was planning on rebuilding the D25, which I can see outside of my Focus window, passenger side. Well, where do I even start? What I found out in the last couple of days, I've been talking with SuperTech, the people who make the pistons for this engine, and I've been talking with Blaine's Motor Supply out here in Dallas about rebuilding this engine. The majority of the work I was going to do to build this engine. A shout out to, those in the chat that have been very helpful with information and even offering to, help build the daggum thing. But here's the issue for everyone, so we're all on the same page. The issue is the pistons that I ordered have a compression ratio of 11, 7, and 1. And what this means is I wanted to run a turbo with these pistons. And apparently high compression and turbos do not mix. I was sold these pistons under the guise, and when I was going through the process of building this engine to a select company, I'm not going to say the name, that I wanted to build an engine, a D25, with the intent to turbo the car. Now, how is it that you would sell pistons for the D25 where the customer says that he wants to build it for a turbo, and you sell them pistons with 11.7.1 compression rate? How is this? And I will take full accountability for not following up on it myself, because at the time I didn't know. Now I know, so now I know not to do that. Obviously, it just cost me quite a bit of money to figure out that problem. It's all great that this happened too, because if I would have ran this engine in my car with a turbo and that compression rate, I probably more likely would have had pre-detonation, and it would not have gone. It would have been a really bad day for me. Like, this is a really bad day for me as it is. So we will be going back to the drawing board. The idea I have currently is to put in a new D25. So I'm going to buy a new D25, and I'm going to just do the swap. I'm going to do the timing face plate, the stuff that you need for anchoring the engine to the car. I'm going to do all that. And I'm still going to put the cams that I have on the new D25 I'm going to buy, and then, make sure everything is working correctly, et cetera, and throw that in the car. I'm then going to get a single mass flywheel, because I've come to love single mass flywheels over dual mass flywheels. I want to say that I'm pretty spoiled from my 2016 SE outside with that single mass flywheel. The RPMs going up and down is quick. And what I found with the ST, 05 ST, is the dual mass flywheel RPMs. It takes forever. Now that I've driven the 2016 for so long, lights just went out. It takes forever for the system or the RPMs to drop in the 05. So yeah, I've come accustomed to driving the 2016. And you know, that's what I've been driving for a long time, because this car has been in the garage, it's been in and out of paint. There's been several things that have been going wrong, and it's just one thing after another. But I just been so enthusiastic about completing the car. And it's running and driving now with the 2.3, with the D23 and the rebuilt transmission. So to sum this all up, what am I going to do here in the near future? The near future for the 05 ST is to indeed replace the D23 with a D25. I'm going to buy a new one. While I have the D25 out, there will be a couple of things, or the D23 out and the D25 going in. I'm going to go ahead and replace the rear main seal on the D25, you know, just to have it done. Check everything as I would, you know, going with this engine that I already have. Upgrade the oil separator with the Mazda Speed 2.3 liter or 2.5 liter oil separator, and the PCV valve. I'm going to put that on automatically, so it's brand new. It's going to convert that directly over from the old engine that I have. Let me turn on the lights here real quick. Hello, thank you. Satisfying door click. Oh, what was I? So yeah, PCV Mazda 2.5 liter. I'm going to do that. And the biggest thing is I'm going to swap the flywheel from dual mass to single mass flywheel, and look at the clutch stuff. I need to figure that out. I forgot where I bought this clutch from, but I'm gonna go back and rewatch my videos to where I bought the clutch kit in the car currently, and I'm just gonna match that to the single mass flywheel, and I'll just buy another clutch kit. It doesn't really matter, because I don't want any chatter with that. So and then while I have the transmission out, I'm going to go ahead and take off the differential. You know, I have a limited slip differential thing. It's beautiful to drive. Feels a lot better than the open diff. And I'm going to put back on the speed sensing ring so that I can actually use my gauge cluster to tell how fast I'm going. Because it's kind of annoying. I do have the GPS reader, but you know, I kind of want to make sure this is working. And while it's already out, and I'm checking everything in there to make sure there's no metal grinding or issues going on with the input shaft, and et cetera, I'm going to go ahead and just make that little upgrade, or fix the mistake that I made a long time ago. And yeah, so that's it. If you care about these kind of updates, you know, I'm glad that you got some answers, because I got answers and I wanted to pass it along to you. Some of you are pretty clever in the comment section. Y'all are some pretty sharp quivers in the pretty sharp arrows in the quiver. We are still full force with this D25. It's just that we're going to pivot, and then I have to think about maybe I will buy some. I think they have some compression ratios that are like 9. I think it's like 9, 8 and something. I had to figure out low compression and turbo. I think fares better. I have to figure that out. I'm going to do a little bit more research on the back end of that. So maybe I'll get the new engine, put it in the car, rebuild this old engine with a piston kit that works for turbos, with the intent to turbo the car at a later date, but get the D25 currently in the car now. I'll sell the D23 once the D25 I know is up and running, there's no issues, etc., etc. Someone out here will get a lightly used D23. My D23 has, I think, 106,000 miles on it, and the car is a 2005, built in 2004, at the tail end of 2004. You know, there are some cars out today that are from 2019 that have 100,000 miles on them. Yeah, I mean, those things are they're just ran through. Actually, you know what? We can look right now, see what it has on there. We got the key. That's 106,000 miles, 547. Not bad for a 25-year-old car. Not bad. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that you know, gives you a little bit of information for now as we progress forward here in the next few months. The weather is shaping up to be exactly what I did not think it was going to be. I thought it was going to be cold here in Texas for February, but Texas just surprises you every year. You know, last year we were under a blizzard and snowstorm and it was super cold. You couldn't paint. And this year it's 83 degrees in February. Like, what the heck is going on? So I am going to purchase the Focus RS Stealth Gray paint again for the car and get it ready for paint. And as soon as I do this, watch and see. March is going to be icy cold blizzard. And I'm going to be like, what the heck is going on? Daggum garage. Turn on the lights. There we go. So, satisfying door close. So there we go. I hope that, you know, it's funny, but yeah, Texas changes on you, you know, you wait 5 minutes. The weather in Texas, it changes. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because I like the Focus and I like working on the cars and stuff like that. If you choose to watch the videos and rock with me, that is ultimately on you. I'm not going to force you or try to guilt trip you to do anything you don't want to do, because I like what I'm doing right now, and that's what's most important. You figure out what you like to do, okay? And we'll reconvene there and get these car meets going. Oh, snaps, I almost forgot. So I ended up off camera cutting out the full trunk system so that I can have someone weld in a plate for me to mount my dual exhaust to for the car. So that's done. That took a little bit of doing because, you know, there's the charcoal canister back there. You got gas hoses and stuff back there. So I had to become a little surgeon. Your boy had to be a little surgeon out there. These focused hands, you know, I had to be a little surgeon. I got it done. And once I get my insurance and stuff figured out for this, because I don't know where this car is going to be. Is it going to be here? Is it going to be somewhere in East Texas? It's probably going to be here. So once I get that figured out, I will get this officially on the road, and we'll kind of go from there. And I'll be able to drive it over to the shop and have them install the my muffler that I bought for this thing. I think it was like a Mazda 2.5 liter muffler. Back then when I bought it, the Mazda, I want to say this, at one point in time, mufflers were the hardest thing to come by. Like you couldn't find mufflers at all. And if you did find mufflers, they, especially dual exhaust muffler systems, especially for the Mazda Speed 3, anything like that, like I have on the SE outside, those things like $250 for used ones. Used $250, and they wanted like some ridiculous fee for shipping them, like $200 some to ship. But it don't cost $200 to ship a muffler. I mean, people are just out here greedy. I ended up going with a Mazda 3 2.5 liter dual exhaust system, and it seems to fit really well for the Focus. I'll ask the guys at the muffler shop. Ocampos is where I'm going to go. Shout out to Ocampos if you're in here, to see what they think about welding in a plate, and then, you know, obviously welding in the muffler is going to be easy for them. But I'm interested. I need to find some heat shielding to go over that area so that it doesn't heat soak up into the car. I can probably pull some of that from the junkyard, and just once we get the plate welded in the back, then we can kind of work on that one. So yeah, there you go. There's all the updates I have for now. In a nutshell, that was 14 minutes worth of stuff. I'm gonna try to trim that down a little bit so it ain't so long. Anyway, thanks for listening and commenting and whatnot, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Wrong way. Peace.